I am way in over my head. And today we'll be reviewing Transformers Generations Studio Series 44 Leader Class Jet Powered or Jetwing Optimus Prime, whatever you want to call this guy. So here's the front of the box. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Side of the box, you get Optimus again. The Autobot logo. The back of the box, you get Optimus in a truck mode and robot mode. And then you get this other guy. Who is that? He was a I don't need to hear, okay, from you. So we're fine. We don't need to listen to this guy. And you get a backdrop. That's interesting. 44, Optimus again, looking kind of scary. Top of the box, Transformers Dark of the Moon, bottom of the box, Lego Boo. And let's pull out Optimus Prime. Now, here is a look at this figure's robot mode. Looks really good, actually. For the longest time, I've never had my hands on a size-accurate Transformers Optimus Prime. But I have had before a couple others. But this thing is actually really good. Articulation's on par, nothing feels like it's gonna break off. It's really good. Really, really good. Paint on him as well. I think it could be better. Maybe if you had some silver highlights in the bottom, like right here in the legs and the thighs. He's basically a blank canvas, if you could say that. Also, the original ones before him never had this yellow, which is a pretty good pretty on screen accuracy. It's screen accurate, right? Yeah, that's the word. So, although the original release, 2007, had a see-through, this has opaque windows and a new chest piece, unlike the original. But this guy looks very good. And the backpack, I could see someone blabbling about that. Blah, blah, blah. But this backpack doesn't bother me. It's not bad. I like it. This is a really good Optimus Prime. And now we're going to move on to articulation. Oh god. Head on a ball joint. So you can move it all the way back and forth. Look up that far. And look down that far. Arm can move out. Rotation at the shoulder. And you can go in and out like that. And then there is a swivel at the bicep. Bend at the elbow. And wrist rotation. And for the waist, it's a bit limited, but if you are concerned about chipping, which I'm not, you could go all the way around, I believe. Yeah, these wheels get in the way. And there isn't much of a crunch. It's more for the rope. It's more for the transformation, but yeah, you could do a little bit of that. That's fine too. Leg moves out that far. Can go back that far. And forward this far. Spread. There's a spread in the area in the waist. There's a swivel at the knee, bend, and toe bend. Not really great toe bend, but really far back for the transformation, and a pivot. So this guy's really good for Optimus Prime. But there's one thing that makes this $30 figure, originally $30, a $50 price point. And that is this jetpack and his angular ring. So I'll take a look at these now. Now in the movie, we see this angular ring only once, and that's when he has his first battle with Shockwave. And this is actually his entire trailer that transforms into this ring. Now, I've seen many upgrade kits for this figure, especially for the weapons, since the weapons on this guy, you could say they're not really painted as well and detailed as well, but I feel like it's a good enough paint. I feel like for $50, it's good for what you get. And he does go against Shockwave, which he doesn't even fit in frame. I'll bring him in later. How do I put Optimus over here? But let me show you the smaller pieces, and then we'll get on to the larger ones. So first off, we get this axe. It's not really anything important. It's just a simple axe. You can go in and add orange on the ends yourself, but all that does, it's just an axe. So it just plugs into his hand to the peg hole, and he's got a battle axe. Next weapon is his trusty fusion cannon arm, or his ion cannon. I'm not sure what they called it. Fusion cannon was Megatron's. I think this is ion cannon. So this as well, it's just a remold of the original 2007's fusion cannon, and that also can plug into his hand like that. All of them plug into his hands. They all fit in. So now you can have Optimus charging in. It's pretty cool. Let me just take these out of his hands and move on to the next weapons. Now we have a couple more. The last two are for his other mode. So, hold on. Alright, there we go. The next one we get is a Energon sword. Unlike the one in the first release, this one doesn't like go on like that. It goes on like this, like an actual sword. But what I find what you can do is, in the transformation, you can kind of pull his arm down. Do something like that, but that just looks weird. I thought it'd look better in person, but no. You do something like that. Doesn't look good. Although the paint on here is a little bit pale. I'm not really sure what to think of that. I mean, I like it. I do. I believe this figure, for what you get, is really good. And then finally, you get a shield. That also plugs into his hand. Let me see. Plugs into his hand like that. And, oh, yeah. This is because this arm guard is right here. You could move it out of the way and plug it in like that, but now you got the arm piece just sticking out like that. Or actually like that, you can cover it up kind of well. Now you have a shield and a arm, and an Energon sword. I think you can use this shield for Sentinel Prime, which is supposed to come out soon, but people complain the sword is too tiny. I'm not sure. I think it's a little bit small, but it's a good size for what you're looking at. It looks really good. Alright, now let's take this apart and let me show you our last two accessories. Oh god, they're going everywhere. Okay, so these have been all the normal accessories for now, but now we're gonna get on to our final two before we get on to the big one. So actually, I'm gonna give you guys a little look at this ring first. So, come on. Okay, so Optimus, I need you to move out of the way. So this thing, they did engineering enough to where the entire ring is actually the truck itself. It's really nice how it came out. I really like how it looks. You got the cooling unit on top. You got the little area where you could probably sit him in. But it looks really good. I like how it came out, and I'm pretty sure this has been one of the only Optimus Prime toys that's ever had an angular ring like this. Because my other one, which I will show you in a minute, only has the jetpack, so that's pretty impressive to say. And finally, the one thing you've all wanted with this figure is jetpack. Now, this thing is actually kind of bad. Well, here's my one complaint. The paint is dead. There's really no active paint. It's just a weird dull brown gray color. And the backpack too, you could complain about that, but I'm not really looking at the back of the figure. You want it at the front. Then you have these huge gaps in the mold, but there have been filler kits that I've seen online that fix that problem. And all you do is you come over to Optimus over here. You gotta take off these things. You gotta flip them around. Go like that, I believe. Actually, no, hold on. It's like this. So you have to flip them like this. So flip them out like that. fold this thing all the way down to right here. Let me just push them back. Flip it down to like that. Then you're gonna want to line up. Hold on. Here we go. You're gonna want to line up these things so the top should just slide in like that. And then just plug it all in. Once that's done, you just spread out the wings. And what's wrong with this? Nothing's wrong. And boom. Well, let me back up to show you the full picture. There we go. Jeez. For the SH Monster Arts King Ghidorah, this guy's wingspan's pretty okay. Pretty big. Although we can't tell if this wing jetpack thing looks like the official one, because there's been a lot of interpretations of how that looked. Back all the way in 2011 and here now, there have been upgrade kits. Like I said, this figure has the most. I think like 3 of them, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, no, this guy is really impressive. And his jetpack looks amazing. Now, I'm going to transform this guy off screen so you don't have to go through all the pain and suffering I have to go through. Also, I want to mention one more thing. He does come with 2 of these heavy cannons. I'll show them in the size comparison, but here they are right now. I just finished transforming him into truck mode. I gotta do the trailer right now. But here they are. Yeah, that might be a deal breaker for someone that's hollow. But you're not really going to be showing him from the underside. Well, he is flying, but you're not going to really pay attention to it, is what I'm thinking. Alright, so here is the finished product when you finally transform it. For the life of me, I can't get this to stay plugged in, so we're going to have to deal with that for the review. But I won't focus on this for too long. I'll get this over with. So, at the front, we have the normal... I can't talk, God! We have the normal Peterbilt truck front. We have the Autobot symbol. The side of the truck. We have the flames that continue all the... Keep together. We have the flames that continue all the way to the back of the truck mode. We have the wheels that spin, so... Yeah, he does spin, or they do go pretty good. The back, it's just his feet, but it's a compromise they had to make. How can you hide robot feet? Underside, there's a lot of extra room in there if you could see, and there's a lot of like, built up stuff in the front. So I'm thinking proportionally, this is a really good Autobot, really good Transformer. Honestly, one of my best Transformers, since I have a problem about the mass shifting. If these guys were supposed to be scientific, this wouldn't make sense. But I know it's Transformers. Giant robots shouldn't even be able to do that in the first place. Let alone be able to copy entire cars and transform into complex things as this. But I can still dream. And we have the trailer. Now, surprisingly, they engineered this to where they got everything to fit. So they have the Autobot symbol right here, another Autobot symbol right here. You do get opening doors with this guy, but they're kind of hard to open, so you gotta really try for it. Or you can open from the top. Nothing's really in there, not that pretty. So you can just close that up, or you can leave it open at an angle. Look like they're loading up Energon or transmitting some high intel target. And on the bottom, you're not going to really look at it from the bottom, but you could see all the jet parts, the guns, the wheels. The back ones spin, these ones don't, sadly. And the best part is you can plug this guy, the trailer, onto Optimus himself. Let me get this out of the way. I don't know why this is loose. And it looks really good. Probably a really good set piece in your collection. Do I recommend this figure? Yes, I do. But before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to retransform this guy, just the robot mode, not the truck. I'm done with this. I'm not being paid anything to do this. I'm going to transform the robot mode now. So, size comparisons. Alright, I transformed him back. And these are the guns I were talking about. So they're unpainted, but you can go ahead and just spray paint them silver, maybe add some black touches. Oh my god. Either way, still looks really good as a robot mode, but I wouldn't recommend I'm going, hold on. So Optimus Prime here is actually a Voyager class size, so he's not going to be as big as the other classes, such as the leaders or the deluxes. But for our first comparison, I will compare him with the last night re-release Bumblebee 2-pack Bumblebee. So you could say he'd have to be a little bit shorter for him to be size accurate, but I say this looks good. So Bumblebee stands around 5 inches. He stands around 6.5 to 7 inches. So he's pretty good size. Next up, we have Leader Class Dark of the Moon Megatron. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Dark of the Moon Megatron. This is definitely not in scale, but it's nice they made a new Megatron after 9 years. So, yeah, this one looks really good too. I like all the bronze in the sculpt. Looks really good. But all these guys suffer from weird backs, but this one doesn't have that much of a deal. And finally, our last comparison for the night. I actually bought this guy, I think, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. I bought this guy on, like, Saturday. The Studio Series Leader Class Shockwave. So, he punches out his side, takes out his eye. That's basically the way he does it. And just showing them together, Shockwave's in scale. Shockwave, so Optimus is like 28 feet here. He's supposed to be like 35 or something, I forgot. Like 35 feet. That's pretty good scale, I'm gonna say. Look at that. He is shorty. But, that's it for my review. Thank you for watching. This took a while. This took like an hour and a half. Or not an hour and a half, just half an hour to actually get this stuff ready. And to have time to do it. It took a little while, but I was able to do it. Now, I was thinking of only making one review, being this figure right here, Optimus. But if you guys want me to, I've been thinking of reviewing Shockwave. I've been thinking about it, and I think I want to do it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you want me to review him? Do you not want me to review him? Is it too big of a figure to review, or do you just not want to see any more reviews? I can upload a new one. I can always just make a review whenever you guys want me to. Since we're all quarantined and you all need him for entertainment. But still, comment down below if you want to see me review the Leader Class Shockwave and or Leader Class Megatron. I will review all three of these, or I will review all the Leader Class I have, and then I'll move on to the Voyagers and the Deluxes and blah 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 blah. So, if you guys want me to, I will review them, but what you want is up to you, so you gotta decide which one you want. And am I done here?